Hello and welcome now to lecture 6, and in this lecture I want to do the last kind of setups of Blender so that we're ready to start modelling our house. But before we start that, there's something I forgot to show you, which is how to save your model. So let's just show you that so that you can save your model from the previous lecture. So come over here to File and come on down to Save As. And I've already saved this once, but I'll just do a new save. So I have it in my Udemy course, Take 2 Blender. But you can here just enter any file you want so that you have a location for it to be saved in. And then down here, go ahead and name your save and then just click Save As. And there we go. So here, why not? I'll just do a second one. So I'll call this House 2. There we go. And go ahead and save that. So now it's saved, and there we go. You've saved your first model on Blender. Okay, so let's carry on with the rest of the lecture. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I just quickly made this little thing, which is nothing really, but it has a purpose in what I want to show you. And what I want to show you is a different way of navigating within Blender. And it's called Blender's Walk Fly mode. And it's really good for navigating sort of houses or anything. Well, exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do a house with 2 stories and different rooms, and it can be quite difficult to move around it. So we can actually walk around the house quite nicely. We can use the walk fly mode to do that. So what I'm going to do is actually just make sure that I'm directly over this little model as I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do is press the Shift tilde key. And if you don't know which the tilde key is, it's the one directly above your Tab key. So if I press the Shift and the tilde key together, and there we go, I'm in the walk fly mode. And you can see at the bottom of your screen now, there's all the different functions being shown there to make life easy. But I'll show you the basic ones. And now you can move around just as if you're playing a PC game, a game on your PC. So if I press W, I can move forward. If I press A, I can move left. D, I can move right. And S, I can move backwards. If I press Q, I can move down. If I press E, I can move up. But I can also rotate my mouse to help me move easier. And there we go. I'm doing it. But this is flying. What I want to do is walk. So if I hit the Tab key now, Blender will apply gravity. And now we're stuck to the floor. So if I press W now, we'll move up these ramps. There we go. We're going up these ramps. Just as if we're going up a staircase in the house we're about to make. I'll even drop off here now. And there we go, we're back. So that's a really handy way of being able to move around our model as we make it in Blender. There we go. Okay, I'll press Escape to get out of the walk fly mode, and there we go. The next thing I want to do is put some add-ons into Blender. So add-ons are little applications which can be added onto Blender to improve it. So if we come up here to Edit, I'll click on that, and I'll come down here to Preferences, and select Add-ons here in this left tab. And here, let's find the Node Wrangler add-on, which is right there, and enable that. So I'll just put a tick in the box, and that one's enabled. I'll close this, and there we go. So now the Node Wrangler add-on is applied. And what that does is it makes it much quicker and much simpler to be able to apply textures and materials to our model. And I'll show you how much easier that makes it later on in the tutorial. The next thing we need to do is apply another add-on called Blender Kit, which we are going to use a lot, and it's absolutely brilliant. So what I'm going to do is drag my browser over to the middle screen and then expand that. And this is Blender Kit's home page. And what Blender Kit is a free asset library which has been set up to work seamlessly with Blender. It is solely for Blender, and it's the easiest way to import high quality assets into Blender. If I go over to the subscribe here, it can be absolutely free, and this is what I use, the free version. And you can see here there are nearly 13,500 models that we can import into our Blender scene, over 14,000 materials, and around 1,800 HDRIs. So that's a huge free library of high quality assets that we can port into our model. Because if we took the time to model absolutely everything that's in our house, it's going to take a lot longer to do that. So professional architectural visualizers, they actually import a lot of assets into their models, and we'll do exactly the same thing. And you can see here that BlenderKit is free to subscribe to, and 85% of the subscription fee goes to asset creators. So it goes to people that work with Blender creating the assets. So it's absolutely brilliant. They also contribute heavily to Blender itself, giving money to Blender so that Blender can continue to be a free software. So it is absolutely good. So I'll show you how to go ahead and download the add-on. If you click on this download BlenderKit, roll right here, now go up here and download BlenderKit. And it's saved to my downloads. There it is, it's gone in. So now I'll just go ahead and drag my browser out the way and put that to one side. Come up here to edit, and I'll go to preferences, and add-ons were in, and I'll come on over to this side, and I'll just hit this drop down, and I'll click on install from disk, and I'll make sure I go to my downloads, and there it is, my BlenderKit download. So I'll click on that and install from disk. And there it is, BlenderKit Online Asset Library. So I'll go ahead and close this. And now we have this new tab on the top, which is BlenderKit. So if I type something into here, I'll type in chair and click enter. It's bringing up a whole load of chairs that we can bring in to our new model. And some of these are paid for, they have the padlock there, and some of them are free. We want to be able to set up our browser or our BlenderKit browser so that we can find the free ones first. So I'll go over to this filter here, hit this drop down and click on free first. There we go, and now it's going to show us our free chairs first. So now all I need to do is just grab a chair. I can click on it if I want to, and there it is, it's in our model. I can left click on it and I can get information on it, and then I can also rate this asset so that the creator of this asset can get some ratings. And there we go. I can actually go over to material preview, click on that, and we could see what this looks like. There we go. Now we have BlenderKit installed into a Blender, and we have the Node Wrangler asset, and I've showed you how to use the walk fly mode within Blender. So there's just one more thing that I want to show you now, and that is I want to bring in an extra function on our outliner here. So if we go over to this filter and hit the drop down here, and if we come over to this little arrow and click on this, this is going to allow us to be able to lock things within our viewport in our outliner. So this here, what's this? This is the plane, and as you can see, I can move this plane. Now, if I actually just click on this arrow that we've just brought in on this plane, now I can no longer select this plane. I can no longer accidentally move it around. So that is absolutely brilliant, so that when we are creating our house, once we've built our walls or built our floors or built our roofs, I can't accidentally grab it and move it and not realize that I've done that. So that's why I've brought that in like that. Now absolutely everything is set that we wanted. Okay, in the next lecture let's go ahead and start modeling our house. Thanks very much. Bye bye for now.